right, welcome to another Spinato Spin. And as we said this before, this is a topic that we're talking about in three parts. This is number 2 of 3. And the topic we're talking about is the 3 basic things that everybody really wants deep down inside. And sometimes they realize it, sometimes they don't. But if they don't have it, they're not as happy as they could be. 3 things, review them real quick right off the top here. Number 1, they want to be their own boss. We talked about that the first time. And now the second time, we're going to talk about this topic. And this topic basically has to do with doing what you love to do. Doing what you love. And number 3, of course, we'll get to that on the next one, which is building total financial security. Let's get into it right away here. We got a few minutes to go here, so let's think about this. All right, doing what you love. Think about that. What else could be better in life if you get to do what you love and make a living by it? Think about that. Make a living, it pays you. It's unbelievable, it's incredible. I just love to do it, and I get paid while doing it. Think about that. I remember hearing a motivational talk. It was about a guy who became a millionaire. And you know what he said? He said, it was tough, it was hard, but it was worth it. But I'll tell you, I loved every minute of it. What a glorious thought that is. I loved every minute of it. It was hard. It made me a person that made me more determined than I ever thought, but I loved it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. How about you? See, that's what we're saying, these 3 concepts. You got to have those within your life, otherwise something doesn't feel right inside. Mickey Mantle, one of the best home run hitters of all time. You know what he used to say when he got up in the morning? He said, I love to hit a baseball. When it's raining out or I can't hit a baseball, I feel sick inside. The guy loved it. He loved to do what he was good at, but not so much as that. He just loved to do it. What is it that here's a good question. I've asked this before to people before. It's a great question. What is it that you do when while you're doing it, you lose all concept of time? You could be doing it for 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever, and by the time you look your head up and my God, I can't believe all this time went by. What is it that you do that gives you that pleasure, that gives you that feeling of satisfaction? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You got to reach down deep and find out what it is. That's the difference between where you're going to go and where you're going to stay. You know, people they work certain jobs their whole life and they're miserable. And they wonder why at the end of the time when they're done working, they just go in a corner and die. Why is it? Because they're worn out. They did what they didn't really want to do to keep themselves going. That's why it's so important to find something that you love to do. Find things you're good at. Say to yourself, can I make a living doing it? If I can't make a living doing it, can I find something else? You know, you're not limited to just one thing you got to love. You can love a lot of things. You know, that was years ago. That was one of my concepts, or I heard when I was going to school. Go to school so you can learn more about what you really want to do in life. Well, that's a good way to go, but a lot of times you could find it earlier. You could find it earlier. How do you know? Here's a good question for you. Are you good at reading? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I am. I'm pretty good. Well, what if you became good at reading? Then maybe someday you'll love to read. And you'll love to learn about certain things. And you'll love to learn about all different things that are going on in your life and going on in the world. What about that? See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to love what you're doing. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. It's not worth paying all that time, all that price. We're going to pay a nasty price. Never forget, I was in a gym long time ago, and I was sitting there, and I was a little overweight. And the lady sitting next to me, she was overweight. And I said, you know, this is going to be tough. We're going to go through a lot of pain. But we better make it worth it. We better make sure we do it. And we enjoy it while we're doing it. That's the key. You got to enjoy what you do, otherwise you won't do it. The old saying, love what you do and you do it, and you'll, do what you love and you'll love what you do. And think about that. Do what you love and you'll love what you do. because you'll be amazed at the results of it. You'll be incredibly impressed by what you're able to achieve just because you have a passion for it. Find your passion. That's really the message. Can look at it that way. Love what you do, or finding a passion, knowing what it is, that what you want to do, you're as happy as you possibly can be when you're doing that. There's no difference in that. They say this about crusaders. Crusaders, people that are on a mission, that have a cause and a purpose. The reason why they can't be beat and they won't be beat is because they have a passion for it. They believe in what they're doing. You see, it's kind of like when you play football, you're playing up against a team and they're kicking your butt all the time. The reason why they're kicking your butt all the time, more than likely, is they have a passion for it. They believe in what they're doing. They believe they were born to play in these games against you or beating you or doing whatever. They understand why they're doing it. They have a reason. They say the reason, what was it, Jim Rohn years ago? What was it? Oh, yeah, the reason why you check your bank account and then check your reasons. If the reasons don't match up with your bank account, you don't have enough reasons. That's what love's all about. You got to have a focus, a determination that makes it easy for you. John Calipari, great basketball coach, whatever he was, recruiter, he was everything. You know what he said to the kids when he was recruiting them? He used to say things like this. He'd say, when you get out of bed, do you roll out of bed or do you bounce out of bed? How do you get out of bed? What gets you going in the morning? What gets you? I want to know. I want to know, do you have a passion for your day? Passion for doing the best you can? Some people just love to be the best. There's some people in the world that you could pay them tons of money and they wouldn't be bad. And they wouldn't fail. No matter what you do, they can't fail. That's how determined they are to do what they want to do. That's the passion that they have. That's how much they love what they do. It comes down to how bad and how much you really love it. They talk about football, right? Nothing but an attitude business. The way they decide, just you and that guy, the other colored jersey. The one who's going to do the best and wind up getting the win in the game is going to one who wants it the most. Who wants it the most? So it's nothing but an attitude business. Sharpen up your attitude, feel good about what you're doing, and love what you do. I hope that helped you, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks a lot now.